thing I remember about Brian was took everything with a smile on his face, and I knew that we would have a good relationship. I knew I could get on him when I needed to, and I knew he would have the willingness to stand up for what he believes in. But my best impression of Brian came about 4 days into team activities, and I remember going through a hot day of conditioning that morning and then going into practice for about 30 minutes. We had a workout, and then we sat in the dugout for probably about 4 hours just visiting about the game of baseball. And the thing that made Brian stand out there was that he made an impression that lasts forever when he reiterated questions, or he asked me questions that no player should have asked. They shouldn't have been that intelligent about the game of baseball. And Brian, at that point, I knew I had a shortstop, a leader, somebody that would help us get back to the national championships.
You know, Central Missouri has had such a great tradition of shortstops, and I think that's kind of what the team was built on. You know, your defense up the middle, and Brian was one of the best defenders I've ever played with. He had the smoothest hands, a great arm, could do anything and everything to help pitchers out.
Brian was a tremendous defender. He was a tremendous leader on the field. Things that needed to happen during the game, players could look to him, do what we needed him to do in a game, and his defense is what stood out to me. And then you look at the career offensive numbers, and you're just blown away that most players wouldn't be able to accomplish in a short amount of time, in 50 games a year, what Brian was able to accomplish.
With how good and how much the conference has improved over the years since he's been out of school, kind of shows how good of a player he was, because there's a lot of good players, a lot of talented players in the conference now, and even when I was playing growing up after Brian was gone. And it's very impressive, the numbers that he put up, holding the hits record still. There's been a lot of guys in the conference that can just flat out hit the baseball. The games played record, for him to still hold that, it shows how coming in as a freshman, the game wasn't too fast for him. He was ready to go in and help the team win right away.
Brian has been one of the most influential guys at the University of Central Missouri, in my opinion, and that's because the legacy that he left. Hung around and visited with some of the guys, and I think he helped me behind the scenes more than a lot of people would have taken time to do. And so Brian ranks as one of my all-time favorites, somebody that gave more to the program than probably he feels like he received, and that's a good thing, to leave that type of legacy. He was able to accomplish all those record-setting, the baseball stats that put him here, but really I think it was Brian's internal drive to be great. Brian deserves it because he earned it, not because he's awarded with great stats, but because he earned it.
I think Brian McBryde deserves to be in the UCM Hall of Fame because, much like many of the great baseball players before him that are in the Hall of Fame, he continued to carry on the legacy and the tradition that is Mules Baseball, leaving his stamp on it with a trip to the College World Series his senior year in 2008, teaching us younger guys that, hey, this is what Mules Baseball is judged on. It's about going to the College World Series and competing for a national championship every year. Congratulations, Brian. I hope you and your family enjoy this weekend and everything. You should be very proud of your honors. I know all of your teammates, your former teammates, are extremely proud to have played with you, and congratulations.
Brian, honored to be able to speak to you and to the Hall of Fame class today to say congratulations. You made an impact on my life that I'll never forget, and I'm almost in tears because I'm so proud of you and what you've done for Central Missouri and what you continue to do. And I want to wish you the best of luck in life, and know that you'll have a special place in my heart, and obviously now a special place at the University of Central Missouri. Congratulations.